Hey everyone, and welcome back. This explainer is part of our series on natural remedies for common problems. So if you're interested in using the incredible power of nature to take charge of your own health, you are absolutely in the right place. So let me ask you this. What if you could stop a really painful, throbbing skin infection dead in its tracks and actually speed up your body's own healing, all with just a few powerful plants you might even have in your kitchen right now?
Look, boils are no joke. They're these deep, nasty bacterial infections. So today, we're going to cover the top 3 herbal drawing salves that literally pull that infection to the surface. We'll also get into the science of how they work, and then I'll walk you through a step-by-step guide to make your own powerful poultice at home.
So, let's start at the beginning. Because these remedies, they aren't some new age fad. They're a powerful mix of ancient wisdom and, you guessed it, modern science.
For thousands of years, people have been fighting off skin abscesses. I mean, way before antibiotics, right? Healers in Ayurvedic traditions over in India were using turmeric. Native Americans were using slippery elm. These were called suppurative herbs, basically plants that help the body push out an infection. And what's so cool is that now, modern science is actually validating exactly why these ancient remedies worked so well.
Okay, but before we jump into the specific herbs, I have to make a really important point. When you're dealing with an open infection, like a boil, the quality of your ingredients is absolutely non-negotiable. You've got to go organic to avoid pesticides, which can just make things worse. Powdered forms are definitely best for making poultices. And always check your labels for fillers like magnesium stearate, because that stuff can actually get in the way of the drawing action we're trying to create.
All right, let's geek out on the science for a minute. The absolute star player here is turmeric, or more specifically, its active compound curcumin. This stuff is an anti-inflammatory powerhouse. It works by shutting down something called the NF-kappa B pathway. All you need to know is that this directly cuts down the swelling and the awful, painful pressure that makes a boil so miserable.
Next up, we've got berberine. This is a seriously powerful antibacterial compound you find in herbs like goldenseal. Its job is to go on offense. It directly attacks the bacteria that's usually the culprit behind boils, Staphylococcus aureus, by literally breaking apart its cell wall. It's like a targeted missile against the root of the infection.
And this is where the drawing part of a drawing salve really comes into play. See, herbs like plantain or slippery elm have this gel-like stuff in them called mucilage. When you put it on the skin, it creates this osmotic gradient. Basically, it physically pulls fluid, pus, and all those toxins toward the surface. This is what helps the boil come to a head and drain naturally, which is exactly what we want.
So now that we kind of get the science behind it, let's break down the top herbal remedies and really unpack what they do for you.
This table pretty much sums up our entire strategy. Each one of these herbs has a very specific, critical job. You've got turmeric with its curcumin to fight the inflammation. You've got goldenseal with berberine for its antibacterial power. And then you have plantain bringing that physical drawing effect. With its mucilage, it's a perfect 3-pronged attack.
So why should you care? Well, first, pain management. By knocking down that inflammation, you're taking pressure off the nerves in that area. Big relief. Second, you get localized detoxification. The poultice actually stimulates blood flow, bringing your body's own little army, your white blood cells, right to the fight. And finally, scar prevention. By stopping the infection from going deeper, you seriously reduce the chance of getting a permanent scar. All right, enough theory. Let's get to the practical stuff. Here is your at-home, step-by-step guide for making a really powerful poultice.
Okay, this recipe is super simple, but so effective. First, you're going to mix 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder with 1 teaspoon of bentonite clay, which is another amazing drawing agent. For step 2, just add a few drops of warm water or maybe some castor oil till you get a nice thick paste. Third, you're going to apply that paste right onto the boil. And last, just cover it with a clean piece of gauze and let it sit for about 20 to 30 minutes. You'll want to do this twice a day.
Now this next slide is so important. Please, whatever you do, never, ever try to squeeze or pop a boil. I know, it's tempting, but you could literally force the bacteria deeper into your tissue and even into your bloodstream. That can cause a way more serious condition. Just let the herbs and your body do their thing.
Hey, you want to give your poultice a little extra kick? Here's a pro tip for you. Add just a single drop of a high-quality tea tree essential oil into your paste. Tea tree oil is an incredible antimicrobial, and it will seriously boost the antibacterial power of your treatment.
Okay, let's wrap this up with our final and maybe most important section, how to use these remedies safely so you get the absolute best results.
A really smart approach is to fight the infection from two different angles. So topically, you're going to use the poultice 2 to 3 times a day until that boil has completely drained. But you can also support your body from the inside by taking about 500 milligrams of a good turmeric supplement every day. Just make sure it has black pepper or piperine in it. That's the key that unlocks the curcumin and lets your body absorb it to fight inflammation from the inside out.
And listen, this part is non-negotiable. These remedies are amazing for simple, localized boils, but you have to seek medical help immediately if you see red streaks spreading out from the boil, if you start to run a fever, or if the boil is on your face or anywhere near your spine. These are all signs the infection might be spreading systemically, and that is a job for a doctor, period.
So the main takeaway here is that nature gives us this incredible toolkit for these kinds of common problems. But the real wisdom is knowing how and when to use it safely. So to finish up, I'd love to hear from you. What's a home remedy for a skin issue that has really worked for you in the past? Drop it in the comments below. I think we can all learn a lot from each other. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.